Okay, I guess I'm live. I did not mean to do that, but we're live. So welcome to Witchy Wednesday. I know there are a few people that are waiting to get on, so I did not mean to click this as quickly as I did. I was checking the volume. Hang on a second, guys. I will be right back. Okay, so sorry about that. If you're on here with me, let me know, because not sure what I can see, but in the meantime, I will send you all some Yerba Santa smudge. Something else was burning. So if you're here, hi. I'm gonna wait a few minutes for others to join. Hey, Julia. Ava Loren, there you are, Ava. So I'm gonna smudge you guys. Smudge everything before I begin the reading. I know what happened was I got on reading Julia's message. Of course, I didn't mean to hit the live button, but I did. Hi, Ava. I'm sorry you and Mommy are not feeling well. I send you a bunch of love and light. So I hit the button by accident. I was testing the volume, and next thing I see, it says you're live. So I did end up getting on a little bit earlier than anticipated. So I know there are a few people that wanted to be here for the reading, and hopefully it doesn't take too long for them to get notified, because I know some people don't get notified right away. So, and here you guys, in the meantime, if you are here, hey Christy, I'm sending you some smudge. So this week is an interesting week. We're in Mercury's retrograde. I miss you too, Julia. And even though Mercury has a lot of negative beliefs about it, it's really not. What Mercury does is make us become aware of what's keeping us stuck, what we need to let go of, what we're not paying attention. And this retrograde is, at least for me, I think it's kicking our ass. It's kicking my ass. It's, I do notice I have a Kiki, hi. I have a short fuse. Hi, Lori. Sorry, guys, I ended up getting on early. I didn't mean to, but you know what? It is what it is. So it's kicking everyone's ass. And what's important to remember, and it doesn't matter of what level you understand this, we're all connecting. I feel you, you feel me, we're all going through the same energy. We're all a reflection of our beliefs. So if you don't like something about me, that's exactly what you don't like about yourself, and vice versa. So this retrograde is very, very intense. And if you are a part of my moon circles, I've been talking about the rest of the year, basically, of the intense energy that we're in and how it's going to be affecting us. Remember, there are some people that did not awaken yet. And the next few months till the end of the year is like the last awakening phase. So it's going to be really intense, because if you didn't wake up by now with all the shit that's been thrown at you, you're going to need some heavy shit to get thrown at you to wake up. And this has nothing to do where you are in your life or your spiritual journey. It has nothing to do with that. But if you did awaken and you're in your awakening, it's going to kick your ass right now. It's going to push you faster than you've ever been pushed before to to let go of stuff, to open and expand your heart, to help the new earth become the new earth. I mean, this is why we're here. This is our job. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, I know I have a short fuse. I can easily be in this calm, serenity place, and I get in the car, and I live in Florida, and let me tell you, driving in Florida is a challenge on its own. And it takes one person not to, you know, to be in the middle lane, and they got their left signal on, but they're making a right, you know, almost causing an accident, and immediately, you know, I mean, what an idiot. Well, I say more than that because I have some serious road rage, but you get the gist of it. And it really has nothing to do with the person. It has to do with me not having patience for whatever it is that I was in. Whatever experience I was in, either I wasn't present and the universe is like, hey, you know, smarten up. This is what's going on. Pay attention. Whatever it is. So we are going to be in some intense experiences for the rest of the year, which isn't a bad thing, but it is uncomfortable. And just know that you are not alone. Yeah, I know, driving in Florida, yes, it is like the Hunger Games. It is, I agree. Because you have people from all over, and this is retirement, supposedly, state. So, you have a lot of people that shouldn't be driving. Let's put it that way. But it's not my place to say who should or shouldn't drive. But when I am on the road, please know how to drive. That's just how I feel. So I'm going to talk to you about a couple of stones that'll help us right now for the retrograde. And I'm going to share them first. Then I'm going to do the reading. And then I'm going to show you. Last week, I showed you how to make your own pendulum. And this week, I'm going to show you how to make a scrying mirror from scratch. And a scrying mirror is a black mirror, and you kind of meditate on it, and you start to see visions similar to like a crystal ball, except the mirror is black. I just made this last night, and I was excited that it came out the way I wanted to, because, you know, you never know what happens when you anticipate. In your mind, it's fine, and then when you do it, it's like shit. So, black tourmaline is good to let go of fear. So, and how do you use these stones? You can hold them, you can meditate with them, you can wear them. I usually have stones in my bra, and at the end of the night, you know, I got stones everywhere because I forget. So I think right now what Mercury is teaching us is self-care. So if you can take like 5 minutes and just like breathe and hold the stone and feel the energy and connect to the energy of the stone, that 5 minutes is going to be like massive for you, to ground you, to release fear, to let go. Let the black tourmaline absorb whatever it is that you're dealing with. What's the next one? Tree agate. So this is green agate, and it's also known as tree agate. This is to connect to earth, to feel supported and nurtured. So right now, a lot of us don't feel grounded, especially if you're in the part of your awakening when everyone's focused on the upper chakras. You know, it's all about meditating and astral projecting and communicating with guides, and we forget to be grounded. So green agate, tree agate is a perfect stone to help you feel grounded to the earth, feel nurtured, supported. Then there is my favorite, Amazonite. Now, because Mercury has to do with communication, Amazonite's really good. Any blue stone, greenish blue stone, because between the heart and the throat is perfect for communicating and opening your heart. But Amazonite, because it's a very light green and there's some very light blue in it, it's really good to open your heart and communicate what you feel in your heart. So this is a great stone if you're having a hard time with people around you. Just, you cannot communicate with them and they're making you crazy because they're off their rocker and you know you're the normal one. This is a good stone to work with. Because instead of killing the other person and smacking them in the head, you can go take 5 minutes to yourself with your stone and communicate with yourself. Because apparently the best conversations we have are with ourselves. So this is a great stone for that. Then there's the fluorite. I have a list, so I'm trying to go in the order of my list. Fluorite. We spoke about this a couple of times already. Fluorite is very good for anxiety, but it also brings peace and harmony. Now, fluorite comes in different colors. It's purple. Oh, did you really, Lori? She got an Anzanite ring. Cool. There's something about the Anzanite stone that, I don't know. It's very calming. And if you're not familiar with feeling stones, it's not hard. I promise you. Just take a few deep breaths, hold the stone, take a few deep breaths, and just say, okay, what do I feel? You will feel in your body something. Then you start to feel your body's vibration, because what stones do is raise your vibration to whatever the stone is. And stones have a very high vibration. They're all different, but they all vibrate at their highest level. So when you hold a stone, or you wear it, or you meditate with it, you actually have to raise your vibration to match the stone, and this is how crystal healing works. So fluorite is really, really good for anxiety, anxious energy, getting caught up in your head. Fluorite is awesome for that. That's why a lot of the fluorites I have are flat, like this one, because I can rub it with my fingers. So when I'm feeling anxious, instead of picking my cuticles or doing something else, I will grab the stone and I will rub it. The other one is hematite. Now, hematite I love. I do have a hematite necklace. Hematite rings and necklaces will break because they absorb negativity. So that is their job. Most stones will leave you when you've received everything you need. So you will lose them, they will break, but hematite is known to break. And this not only grounds you, but it absorbs negativity. It literally transmutes energy, especially because not all of them are magnetic, but they still contain a magnetic element. So if you wear magnets, or you've ever worked with magnets, this is a great stone. And I have an amazing story with hematite. I had hurt my calf, and it was like a Charlie horse, but it didn't go away for 3 weeks. And I was trying everything I can to get rid of this pain. And one day I was at the store and I said, I'm gonna get a piece of hematite and tape it to my leg. I taped it to my calf and I forgot about it. And then I noticed I was able to walk, and I'm like, oh shit, it doesn't hurt as much. So that night when I went to bed, I taped it on the same spot again, and the next morning when I woke up, it was completely gone. Completely gone. So I don't care what anybody says, I feel hematite heals pain, physical pain, as well as everything else that it does, because it really did work for me. So this is an amazing, amazing stone. Then I have 2 stones that I recommend to work with during this retrograde. So we have, of course, the famous rose quartz. And rose quartz is good for self-love and forgiveness. And this is exactly what the retrograde has us in right now. We're letting go of stuff. We have to, and it's not necessarily other people forgive, it's always forgiving ourselves. Because remember, everyone's a reflection of us. So if you feel like people keep throwing something in your face over and over again, and it's over and done, and you're trying to move past it, it's because you're still holding on to it. That's why you're being triggered. So rose quartz is a very good stone to take a bath in, to sleep with, wear, meditate with it. Anytime you feel like you need to pay attention to yourself, grab a rose quartz and just have it remind you that it's time to take care of yourself. It's time to do what you love. And it's really good for letting go. My favorite stone right now to work always is angelite. And angelite is, and everybody I know has it, their own response to angelite. But what it does for me is I literally, it makes my body vibrate. Like from my head to the top, from my toes to the top of my head, it makes me vibrate. Angelite is very good, there's the name angel in it, to communicate with other celestial beings. So right now, more than ever, we are going to need to pay attention to our higher self, our angels, guides, celestial family, whoever the hell is here to help us. Now is the time we need their help to help us move through what is unfolding. The outcome is going to be amazing. It's just getting through this. So I highly recommend Angelite. Or of course you can use amethyst, because amethyst is a healing stone. It is for your crown chakra. Your crown chakra is the top of your head and how you connect to the divine. But Angelite, because it's blue too, it opens your throat chakra. It helps you communicate with them. Amethyst, I feel, for me personally, lets me open myself to the possibility of communication. But Angelite, I hear it. I hear it and I'm able to speak to them clearly. So, right now, it's very important to ground yourself. If you're like me and you're always working on the upper chakras, ground yourself, because, you know, we are here. And I know a lot of people feel like they don't want to be here. Or if you're a starseed, if you're an empath, everybody can't wait to leave the planet. But remember, you chose to come here at this time. You chose to be a part of the Great Awakening, the New Earth. So we have to do our job while we're here. And regretting that we're here does not help. So our job is, because we have the ability to communicate with higher dimensions, other realms, other beings, we have to bring that spiritual oneness, that love, that divine energy down into Earth. That's why we're here. So right now, I know a lot of empaths are having such a hard time. There's a lot of anxious energy. I know a lot of starseeds are over the monkey suit, the meat suit, or whatever they're calling it. I will post, yes, I will post the stones, because I know the messages in here, I didn't know this, but I figured it out, do not go when I post the video. So that's why I have a list. I'm going to post the stones and what they're good for. I will make a post about it. Trying to think if I should do it, like, because this is Instagram. My platform was always Facebook. People actually read, so I don't know how Instagram's audience is. I know it's pictures, so I might get a picture of the stone and just put in what each stone's properties are and how you can use it. That might be easier than writing a novel. I don't know. Either way, I will post the stones for that. So, I love making bath tea. I love making ritual soaps, ritual bath teas, and things like that. You can make your own right now. You can get, oh, I did not bring the bag. So that little, oh God, what is it called? Organza bag. You know, the little netting bag that you can reuse. I highly recommend you put the herbs in that bag. Otherwise, believe me when I tell you, you will clog your tub. So, now I'm going to give a list of herbs you can use right now in the bath, or even as an actual tea. So, chamomile, lavender, vervain, elderflower, and mint are great teas, whether to take a bath in because your skin still absorbs those properties, or an actual tea. Now, of course, if you're making a tea, I don't know how all of those together will taste. Try it out. It doesn't, I wouldn't think that any of them combined together would taste funky, but I could be wrong. So any of those herbs are really good to work with right now. I also like burning herbs together. Like, I make my own incense. So I like mixing all kinds of herbs together based on whatever energy we're in, because it does help. Having that's what magic is about, working with the elements, working with colors, the days of the week, herbs, stones, because as you match that energy, that vibration to what you desire, it's going to be amplified. Not that you have to do it, but you know, doing spells and rituals makes me feel magical. So I just like doing it, and I feel like I step into that power, and I give myself this space to connect to that energy. And that's probably really what it comes down to. But either way, if you just can take a bath with it, it's still a magical experience. Light some candles, put some music on, and know that these herbs combined together are going to help you get through whatever shitstorm you're in right now. And in that moment when you're soaking in the tub, it's all that matters. It's clearing out some shit, and you have this time to yourself. I also like to make room sprays, aura sprays. I make a lot of stuff. And something that I just made for the retrograde is a combination of, now I know I say lang lang, I'm probably saying it wrong because I heard other people pronounce it different, like I can't even say it because I don't know how to say it, but it's Y-L-A-N-G, Y-L-A-N-G. It's got a flowery smell. It is amazing, amazing. And I mixed it with myrrh and frankincense. And I put a citrine crystal in there to gain my power back, to take my power back. So whatever it is I'm going through, I'm going to move past it so I can take my power back. Because once again, when you're pissed off and aggravated and frustrated, that's actually what's blocking you in your life. So look at it as, it is a reflection. I was going to say look at it as a reflection, but it is a reflection. So just look at it as an opportunity to become completely aware. Okay, Tatty, I don't know why I have a hard time with your name. Thank you. Yes. It's okay. You can still rewatch it. I know the last time some people couldn't find it. Honestly, I'm over social media, but it is what it is. By the way, I want to remind you, if you want to join me for the full moon circle on the 6th, I'm going to try this on YouTube. Another platform I've never done before. So that one I'm definitely winging, only because of all the problems I've been having with the moon circles. I know it's very frustrating when you're listening to everything, you pick your card, and then bloop, everything goes out. I know, it's bullshit. And I do the best I can to save the videos and kind of splice them together, but it doesn't, like last circle did not work out that way. There was no saving it. So I'm just reminding you that you can follow me on YouTube. If you subscribe, you will be notified. I mean, that's what I heard. You subscribe and hit the bell. You will be notified when I am live, which is much more reliable than other platforms I've been working with. So, tonight, one other thing my daughter and I did, which was a cute idea. So, hang on a sec. So, to encourage your self-care, my daughter and I made these little, well, she made them, these little leaves. You can do whatever you want. You can do hearts. I was going to do little envelopes, like it was a surprise because I like the anticipation of, wow, what did I find? And figure this, I did 7. So I figured for a week. And at least every other day, you're going to put different things on these, whatever you choose to do, whether you do an envelope, whether you do a piece of paper like this, you're going to write down 7 different things that you love to do that is a part of what makes you happy that you've been avoiding, that you just don't have time to do. Like, for instance, to sit, be, and meditate for 15 minutes. Now, this is my daughter's because I meditate all the time. But she's learning to get into meditation and working with crystals. So, this is hers. Mine is start reading the book I've been wanting to read. So, of course, you don't have time. even if you do a few pages a day, these will remind you that these are things that you love to do. On YouTube, it's Lifestyle Goddess, but because I don't have obviously a huge audience yet, I don't, the YouTube name will not say Lifestyle Goddess. It's a bunch of numbers. I will also try to post that. I think I'll just post the YouTube channel in my profile on Instagram, because it's a whole bunch of letters and numbers, and I mean, it'll go on and on. So I will post that for you guys if you can't find just Lifestyle Goddess. Another one, this is mine, yoga. I've been wanting to do yoga. I've been talking about yoga. Honestly, I'm Taurus. I'm lazy. I'm not a fan of exercising, but I know I need to do something. So when I get this leaf, I'm going to have to do it, because it is something that there is a desire within me to do it. It's just that my conscious mind thinks of 100 reasons why that I can't do it, you don't have time for it, or whatever it is. So this one is walk in nature, because now in Florida it's cooling down. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful today. There was no humidity, even though it was 84. It's still 84 in Florida with no humidity is like amazing. So I miss going out in nature, and I will make it the point to go out in nature now, especially when I get that. So if I didn't do it yet, I'm going to have to do it. And if I did it already, I have to do it again when you pick the card, the leaf, whatever it is. Make my pumpkin spice latte. Now, whether it's, what the hell is it called? The coffee place. Oh my God, Starbucks. Or I make my own pumpkin spice latte. I love pumpkin spice. Especially this time of the year. It's not that I would drink it all the time, but it reminds me of this time of the year. This is the time, like, there's something about fall. It's like everything is changing. There's like a new version of the leaves because they're turning colors, and you know winter's coming and everything is going to appear to be dead and quiet and still. So this time of the year, I don't know, even though I was born in the spring, I just always loved fall. The colors, the feeling, the crisp air, and pumpkin spice reminds me of that. Like, I've already lit my pumpkin cinnamon candles that I usually do like around Thanksgiving, Halloween type. I've already lit them because we're in the season now. I'm just reading the message. Yes, that's a good thing. That's perfect. Shadow Word Coach, who encouraged us to do these things, these types of things, so you can have fun and push through your comfort zone. And that's exactly what this is. Like, especially now, especially in this retrograde, more than ever, guys, it's time, because there's so much frustration, there's so much anxiety, there's so much pain out there. This, whatever task it is, like how long will it take me to make a latte and drink it? It's not going to take long, but it's like I gave a gift to myself. And that's what these little things, to take a cleansing bath, these little things are. They're gifts to yourself. And the last one is a facial, which I do facials, but my daughter is more consistent with them than I am, and she gets mad at me that I am not. So the facial one is mine. And that just reminds me, oh, there you are, Sam. Yes, I love the fall. I just love it. Even because I am pagan, so I do celebrate the wheel. I love the autumn equinox. I love Mavin. I love Samhain. I love the different the bonfires that you go out and you're burning. There's a lot of purging that's done in fall. So if you can create some kind of ritual that you feel comfortable with to purge shit, then this is the time to do it. Like during this retrograde, I'm sure other than Florida, it's cooler where you can do a bonfire. Make a bonfire, make it sacred, make it exciting, you know. whatever it is that you want to add to it, and then write down, get fancy pieces of paper and write down different things that you're willing and ready to release. Fold them up and throw them into the fire one at a time. And as it's burning, just know you're letting this go. It's going back into the universe to become pure energy. It's not yours to carry anymore. So this is the time to do this. I'm going to show you how to do the mirror after the reading, because I know you guys want your reading. So I'm going to do the reading the same way I did last week, like I do my moon circles. I'm going to show you 3 cards. Each card is going to represent a deck. Pick the card you're drawn to. All the decks are going to resonate with you, but with this reading today, my intention was to make us aware of what Mercury is trying to trigger us with. What Mercury is displaying to us that we need to let go of, release, and how things are changing. So it's not like it's all bad, but it's gonna hit some trigger points. But you'll also get to see the outcome of it. So there's always good at the end. I miss seeing animals. Like we had a house upstate New York for this summer, and we would go there like different times of the year. And I miss walking in the woods. That's why I love sweetgrass. The smell of sweetgrass reminds me of being in the woods. So in the summer, because it's so hot to go outside, I would like meditate and burn the sweetgrass, and I would just, in my mind, I was in the woods, walking, hearing the waterfalls, seeing the deer and whatever was there. So, I mean, just because you can't do something doesn't mean you can't go back to that place in your mind. You absolutely can, and you will be in that energy. Remember, this is all an illusion anyway. It's what we think is real is not even real. So there is no difference. Your mind, your body does not know the difference between what's real, what's imagined, what's happening right now, or what happened 10 years ago. It responds. All we have is this moment. So in the moment, if you're in a past memory that you felt safe and free, then go to that place, because that's the energy you want to harness right now. Yeah, I love the forest. I really, if it was up to me, I really want like a little, kind of like a fairy house that kind of look like Victorian homes, but not big. I just want like a little house in the woods, like a true witch house. That's really what I want. This little house that I have everything I need. It doesn't have to be big, but I'm isolated. At least it looks like I'm isolated. So I can go out in my yard and do the crazy things I want to do without anybody like watching me do it, because it's just me and nature. That's what I miss. And I know I'm moving soon. I really want to go to a place like that. So we will see. So now I'm going to show you your 3 cards. This is deck number 1. I'll show them twice, okay? This is deck number 2. And this is deck number 3. So type in what deck you pick so I know I don't have to repeat them, but I'm going to repeat it now. Deck number 1. Deck number 2. And deck number 3. Did everybody pick their... Okay, good. So I have some answers. Perfect. Okay. So, okay, that's deck number 1. Lizzie, you screwed me up there for a minute. You like said the stone. I'm like, oh my God, what deck is that? Okay, so there's a lot of deck number 1s. So it's kind of mixed between all the decks, which is going to be interesting to see what comes out. So if you pick this card, the Bloodstone, you are deck number 1. And the Bloodstone is, it says detoxifying root, heart, and sacral chakra. So your first chakra, which is your root, which is like your hips, your pelvic area, your heart, which obviously is the heart. That's okay. And the sacral chakra is your lower belly. So just from this card, there's a lot of fear. Because the root chakra has fear, anger, resentment. The heart chakra is you don't think you deserve, which goes into the sacral chakra. So there's like a lot of emotional stuff that's going on with deck number 1, which is interesting because look at your chakra cards. So definitely have anxiety. There's definite anxiety. So your intuition is amped up, and it's not that you're overthinking, you just don't trust it. So either the way everything appears to be right now, your intuition's telling you something that doesn't make sense. So I don't feel like it's overthinking as much as it is not trusting yourself, because this solar plexus is your power chakra. That's your third chakra, the upper part of your belly. It's yellow. It has to do with it's your power chakra, confidence. When it's imbalanced, which is mostly what I read the imbalance is, because if you're good, you don't need to know about it, right? There's guilt, anxiety. Most issues, and you have trust issues, but if you look at the reflection of the people that you're not trusting right now, they hold the key to what you're not trusting about yourself. And I hope that makes sense. They're reflecting the distrust that you have within yourself. You are just reflecting it onto them, and they appear to be the reason why you're feeling this way. And the truth is, you're not trusting yourself because your intuition is it's on fire, and it's telling you to do stuff, and you're not, which is funny because even the chakra saying card is the solar plexus. You're just not trusting that. You're afraid. Now with the bloodstone, because it has to do with the heart, the root, and the emotions, you're shifting, and this shift that is taking place is making you very uncomfortable because it is a new version of you, and you're not sure how everyone's going to respond to it. And it's going to go one of two ways. Either they're going to raise their vibration with you, or they're going to fizzle away. Those are the two options. There's no in between when it comes to the universe. So just because you feel that the people around you aren't going to evolve with you, you're kind of underestimating a lot of people that are around you. They're just not doing it the way you're doing it and in your time frame. So right now, what I would do is focus on me. Deck number 1, not me, yourself. Deck number 1, focus on yourself. Pay attention to the triggers that people are triggering right now. Remember, they are reflecting your deep-seated fears. The reasons why you don't trust. The reasons why you're not paying attention to your intuition. Then you have desires. So, okay, this feels like guilt. Between these two cards, you're feeling guilty. Either the things you're craving that you want to do, the goals that you have, you're feeling guilty about moving forward with it. And it could be because you're waiting on other people around you to smarten up, but that's not their job. Their job is their own path. Your job is your path. Be okay with who's along for this phase of your life and who's not. Because stressing about it ain't going to change it anyway. I mean, if the outcome is they're not with you, they're not with you. You can't stop that. So don't be afraid to follow your intuition and follow the things that you really want to do. Okay, so here is your crow card. Come to rest, glide slowly down to earth, arrive, and let go. So this is about a lot of stuff you've been harnessing. I also feel like there may be digestive issues with deck number 1. Obviously not everybody, but there's something going on, either a nervous stomach, maybe certain foods are bothering you that maybe never did. Just always, deck number 1 feels energy in their stomach. they can feel stagnant energy, whether it's like a gassy stomach, it bubbles, whatever it is, you feel this energy trying to get out. Don't be afraid to let it go, because storing it ain't going to do nothing for you. It is not. So now let's see what your other cards are. Oh, look at this. So there's your awakening. This is the awakening card. So you're going through a serious spiritual shift. Enchantment. So there's something very, very special. I feel we all have gifts and all of our gifts are special, but I think deck number 1 is underestimating their gifts. They don't feel like it's useful or they're special or what they can even do with it, and you're going to be surprised. As we get into the new year, you're going to have a better understanding of what your purpose is, what it is that you've been guided and pushed, because right now it's pushed. Guidance is over. Now it's just like it's throwing you off a cliff right now, and that's why there's this anxiety and stress. And the taboos, this is you holding on to what you think you need in this next phase. So the universe knows what you need, and the universe has supplied you with everything you need right now. So remember that. You have to trust that. You have to trust that the universe has everyone in place to help you right now get to this point that you're going through. It's just that it's not going to go your way. So kind of let go of the reins a little bit and let it flow. Patience. Patience, transformation, and fulfillment of wishes. So there is something really amazing that you're going into right now. It's just not happening the way you want. And the most important thing to focus on is this trust issue that you have. It's, remember, I just keep feeling like you need to pay attention to what you distrust in someone else, what it is about them that you don't trust. Because remember, they are a reflection of that belief, that block, that stagnant energy, and they're feeding that stagnant energy is the reason why you're getting triggered, because you don't want to feel that way. So don't be afraid to feel what you need to feel. Feel what you need to feel so you can let it go. Don't dismiss it, don't deny it, don't try to change your perspective about it immediately. Hi, Cuzzy. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it. And the only way to get rid of it is acknowledge it. Burn it. Go do a bonfire and burn some shit. But you got to get real with yourself. You have to stop blaming other people. They are a reflection of you. So own your shit. Take responsibility of it, because that's your power chakra. Your solar plexus is your power chakra. Take your power back by owning what you feel, and then in that moment decide if you want to continue to believe it or not. Most likely you're not going to want to believe it. And that is really what's keeping you stuck right now, because you have faith in your dreams. Your hard work is paying off, and you're very close to achieving your goal. Come on, deck number 1. Everything is there waiting for you. The only reason you can't physically see it or experience it is because there's some bullshit you're holding on to. And these are the time cards. It is almost going too fast. It is all progressing well now. So, and your numbers are 1 and 2. So, I wonder if you see 1212 a lot. 1212, I don't know. I just felt 1212 was a big popular number for you. Pay attention to 1212. Either Google the spiritual meaning of it, or most importantly, pay attention to what you were thinking about right before you saw the number. Like, it's going to happen that fast, but that's going to be a clue to what the universe is responding to. So these are all little, remember, the universe doesn't talk like we talk. The universe talks in metaphors and energy very differently. So don't take The metaphor is literal. If you start looking around as these are subtle messages to help you get to where your heart really wants to go, because the universe already gave it to you. It's just a matter of, getting on that timeline. And the only way you can get on that timeline is by getting rid of some shit. So the only thing right now that is keeping you stuck, and you already knew this, is you. So I'm going to read your solar plexus card. I choose to be myself and to express my truth. I have positive influences on the people and the situations around me. I allow my integrity and confidence to shine, which instills more confidence and belief in myself, and then encourages others to have natural confidence in me. I do not allow my personal power to become egotistical, manipulative, or explosive. So it's telling you the exact opposite of what I feel you're feeling. So deck number 1, I hope this resonated with you. I don't know, you're going to go on some massive, you're going to go, when you shift, deck 1, when you shift, you're going to shift like this. It's going to be night and day all of a sudden in that moment. So if you chose this card, you are deck number 2. Out of all the cards I get, this is what I get, the blank card. Unless the egg means something. Let's see. Because there is... Oh, I'm moving everything. Okay, now I can't grab it. Anyway, screw it. So, deck number 2. Deck number 2 is caught up in their head. Either air sign is influencing, whether you're an air sign or someone around you is the air sign that's influencing a lot of this overthinking. You have a lot going on in your third eye chakra. Crazy ass dreams, and you don't even remember them probably. You are definitely changing the way you see the world. Things are changing, and you're becoming aware how much you've changed. So this is like some kind of validation for you. I do feel like deck number 2, someone is debating whether or not to go, whether it's back to school, get a certification, or just on this path to gain knowledge and wisdom. So there's something very learning about what you, can you lower that please? What you are going through. All of a sudden the TV gets very loud and I just hear them screaming. The other thing is you are receiving information, you're seeing. So it feels like deck number 2 is getting actual visions, kind of like daydreaming. But you're up, so you're not sleeping, even though you were dreaming when you sleep, even though you don't remember it, but you remember having conversations in the dream. I just feel like you remember that you did dream, you just don't remember what the dream was. The other thing is there's like signs everywhere for you. Everywhere you turn, it's like everything is a sign. Whether it's something with music, songs, or certain lyrics, something like that. And something with license plates. I don't know if it's the state that you're seeing or if it's the numbers on it. There's something with license plates that seems to be repetitive for, and of course it's not everyone, but someone in deck number 2 is definitely going through that. The other thing is, deck number 2 feels like they're going through some emotional roller coaster right now. And because your rutilated quartz has to do with the root chakra. Hey man, Rutilated quartz has to do with the root chakra. So your root chakra, once again, is your sense of security, stability. It's also where you hold fear and anger. But I feel like maybe the fear is the emotional trauma that maybe you're, that's what it is, the memories. There's memories. There's emotional memories that are showing up. Something that I guess maybe, once again, maybe not everyone, but there's someone who needs to hear this. Some emotional trauma that you experienced at a very young age, you kind of dismissed, and you never dealt with it. And now the effects of it is what's coming up in the form of emotions. And it doesn't necessarily have to be traumatic, but for someone, I do feel like it is traumatic. Someone had not dealt with something, they just kind of dismissed it and goes on as if it never happened. So I do feel like there's that. But overall, for deck number 2, there's a lot of emotional baggage that you're carrying, that it's time to acknowledge it. It's time to deal with it. And something with your diet. I don't know if you're changing your diet, if like maybe you're becoming vegan. Something is changing with your diet. Okay, so now we have secrets. Okay, that's the emotional stuff that's coming up. Rites of passage and revelations. So whatever is keeping deck number 2 stuck right now is emotional stuff that you've been avoiding, acknowledging, working through. Now the other cards, your number cards, or a number card, you are free in the choice of the moment. And the other one is go inwards and develop a vision. So that emotional stuff, that emotional trauma that you haven't dealt with is influencing the bigger picture, the visions, the guidance, the direction that you're being pushed into, whether it's going back to school. There's something there that you know this is the direction you need to go in, but you're not moving. It's like you do a little, take a step, and then you just sit back on the sidelines and wait for something to appear. And you know that you need to be taking action. And the only reason why you're not understanding what action to take is because of the sacral chakra, the emotional aspect of everything you're holding on to. So, what do you need to release? The answers you need are coming, and communication is key. So that's very interesting. And I think this communication has to do with this vision of yours, putting yourself out there. See, here's the sacral chakra again. So, okay, what's interesting is you do have some fear. So the stone wasn't off with the root chakra, because this is this one. So if you feel like you're going to repeat the same mistakes over and over again because in the past it went to shit, does not mean avoid it completely, because you've changed, you've grown, you rebuilt your foundation. You went through some intense spiritual shit show already. So you're not even the same person you were a year ago. You're not even the same person you were yesterday. You know, you've grown. Every day we grow and learn. So none of us are the same person we were yesterday. But this emotional stuff that you keep holding on to is creating this intense fear that is actually paralyzing you from taking action. And these two cards, which I feel like it's possible that some of you may be in a relationship that you feel is your financial stability, and to leave this relationship, you don't know how you're going to take care of yourself because you don't think you can take care of yourself. Like right now, you can't see the options, so you're telling yourself you have no choice. The fact that you have no choice is a choice. You do have a choice. Just because you can't see how things will work out right now, it's like the universe, because you're on the right path. The universe is waiting for you like this. What step are you going to take? Because if you go this way, we're going to give you this. If you go this way, we're going to give you that. If you're going to stay there, then we'll have to wait until you decide what you want to do. So that's exactly where you are. Just by giving yourself internally the permission to do what you want to do, to set yourself free, or whatever it is, especially if it comes to this relationship, your way, your path will be revealed to you. It's just that that emotional trauma that you're holding on to has you believing that you can't do it, that you're not able to do it, that you need this person to take care of you because you're incompetent or something, whatever it is. But that is changing. That is definitely changing. And I feel that for some of you, something is changing at work. There is like a new opportunity that's coming to you. So if you're very unhappy at work and you feel like you're not being fulfilled, or you feel like that you have more to offer and you're just wasting your time, something is going to show up soon that's going to change that. Because remember, the universe hears you. It knows what you really want. Even if we're not clear about what we want, the universe knows just by the vibration of our heart. What our heart desires is the vibration that the universe hears. So it's already there and waiting for you. It's just a matter of giving yourself permission to move forward and do the work that you need to do right now to let go of that trauma and gain your power back. Promise you, as soon as you acknowledge it, so freeing, so freeing. I don't know why we're conditioned to believe that we need to hang on to shit, but we don't. We really don't. Because hanging on to it does more damage than anything else. Than the worst possible scenario. So, deck number 2, I hope that resonated with you. And here we go with deck number 3. Larimar. Larimar is one of my favorite stones. It is the throat chakra, represents water, and it also, if you're very connected to Atlantis or anything about Atlantis, that is the stone to like connect with. That is the stone. So let's see what's going on. So you got throat chakra. So this is interesting because deck number 1, so if you pick number 1 and you're also drawn to 3, it's very interesting because deck number 3 has the same chakras that came out in the bloodstone. Just saying. So you have root chakra, sacral chakra, and heart. So deck number 3, money is controlling you right now. Whether it's lack of, or you feel like you're not financially stable, maybe there's fear from the past about money, but whatever shit show is going on, it's definitely from the past. It's from a past fear. So it's not even really real right now. It's just that you never dealt with this old shit of not feeling supported, not feeling stable, not feeling very secure. And usually that comes to, Lori was 1 and 3. Well, there you go. And 1 and 3 they all correspond with each other. It's just that it was just interesting that that stone has the same chakras that came out in this deck. So just thought that was interesting. So whatever that trauma is, that fear, when I say trauma, I don't mean it necessarily has to be traumatic. It is a time that was traumatic enough, an experience was traumatic enough for you to create a belief about it. And you've been choosing to believe that belief. if that makes sense. So that's what deck number 3 is working through. You're working through old stuff that's showing up. Something with the smell of, I almost want to say childhood. I don't know if that makes sense to you. There's a smell that recently you smelled and it brought you back to a time when you were a kid, and this time was more of when you were happy and free. It's almost, I feel like you almost wish you can feel that happy and free, which you can. So that was the reminder, that was the validation that that place still resides within you, that feeling is still there. It's just that you forgot how to get to it, because there is a lot of fear around money, about trusting yourself. There's when I say trusting yourself, I'm not like the insecure aspect of not trusting yourself. It's as if you're afraid to open your heart because you might get hurt. Julia. But maybe there is a money issue, Julia, that may be blocking you even more. Remember, this is what Mercury is bringing to our attention. So there's probably something. I mean, like I said, this is a general reading. It's a collective reading. If it fits, fine. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But some of it may, because there is a wall around your heart. So it's as if you are having a hard time accepting yourself, and you are afraid that people aren't going to accept you. So you block your heart. You have a wall around it. You're afraid to open your heart and go after the things that you really want, because you're afraid you're going to be disappointed. Because this time was about disappointment. And the disappointment was strong enough to have you believe that you can't open your heart anymore, like it's not safe. What's interesting is you have obsession, gifts, and sensitivity. So I want to get clarified on this, because there's the third eye. Okay, so we're going to start with the obsession. The obsession is you thinking things have to go the way you want them to. So let's take a step back from everything and look at what's really going on. You are obsessing over the way things need to go, but you're not opening your heart, and then you still have some fear and insecurity over here or whatever that is. But you want things to go the way you want because it's the safe way. As long as you see things unfold in the way you want, then it's safe for you to give a little bit more, And that's not how it works. So that's what this card means. Ooh. Then we get into your sensitivity. So deck number 3 is very definitely sensitive. Either you're an empath, you're a water sign, and those are the only two things I feel: empath or water sign. So right now the energy is affecting you so intensely that you want to close up even more. You won't take a peek out into the world unless you know it's safe and you have a better understanding, or somewhat an understanding, of how everyone's going to respond, because this is you being afraid how people are responding to you, how people are going to see you. That's really what's keeping you stuck. There's so many emotions attached to this. I can't even narrow them down because it's like a cluster. Like I said, it's not just insecurity, and it's not just afraid to love. It's like combination of things. So right now you think you're stuck. Right now you feel stuck. You feel like nothing is going the way you want. Things aren't working out. You're getting very frustrated and upset with yourself. Okay, I don't know why, I just felt like I had to read this card. So here is your crow card. Deck number 2, the crow card was an egg. There was no words on it, so I don't even know what that means. This one is, bind your wounds well and reflect. Your innermost being can never be hurt. That is no feeble consolation, but rather a way itself. Bind your wounds well. So see, this is about protecting your heart. Protecting your heart from a major disappointment that you had at another time, in another experience. And because things aren't going the way you want them to, you're not feeling very safe in trusting that. So there's, like I said, there's so many emotions. That's why I'm thinking you're a water sign or you're an empath, because deck number 3 has a lot of emotions. Now you have your gift. So deck number 3 is, aware of their gifts, whether it's intuitive gifts, psychic gifts, physical gifts, whatever it is. You're aware of what you are good at. The problem is you're trying to control how to put these gifts out into the world. And I think that goes back to the emotional feeling that, that fear and that disappointment. You're on the right path. It's just not going the way you think. And it's not the outcome that you think, which is why you feel stuck, because things aren't going the way you think, and they're not supposed to. They are going the way they are meant to go to get you to pay attention. You're not going to go down this way. We're going to make a left because this is the direction that you should be. So there is a lot of inner conflict with a whole shitload of emotions. So let's see what your numbers are. 11, give a fresh and pierce. I don't even know what that word is. So we're going to say 11. And 8 is everything is in progress. So a year from now, you're going to be in a totally different place. In a place you couldn't even begin to figure out how to get there. If you knew the outcome, you couldn't figure out how you're going to get there by next year. The end of next year. So, because it's 11 months. So, you couldn't even figure it out. There is no way you could ever begin to figure this out. But the universe already has the plan for you. So, it's about letting go of the fear, letting go of the disappointment, and opening your heart and following the universe's guidance. Because 11 months from now, you're going to be in a completely different place. There's the 8 weeks, and I feel like if hang on a second, there's like 2 different feelings. One of them feels like if you are single within the next 8 weeks, you will be in a committed relationship, which is kind of odd because I don't feel like if you have met them, that's great. But I feel like for most, they didn't meet the person yet. So within the next 8 weeks, you're going to end up in a committed relationship. So make sure you focus on what you really, really want. Don't focus on what you don't want. Because remember, the universe already understands the vibration from your heart, what you want, and it's bringing it to you. It's just that you have some work to do before they show up. So get chopping. You got 8 weeks. The other aspect of it, I feel like it has to do with work. I feel like there's a promotion, some kind of promotion that's coming up. And I don't feel like that's going to take 8 weeks. I feel like within, it says 8, so it's 8 days. Within the next week, you are going to hear about this promotion. So this is an opportunity that's coming up for you. And the problem with the opportunity is, surprise, surprise, you're going to feel very insecure about it. You're gonna kind of tear yourself up that maybe you can't do it. It's too much. You don't know enough. And that's all bullshit, because you definitely, and that's the emotional card, you definitely can do it, and that's why it's coming to you. So within the next 8 weeks, deck number 3 is going to hear about this promotion. Now, you could be both. You could be the relationship and the promotion, which has happened. So it wouldn't surprise me. Be bold and make the first move. Don't let your past hold you back. And bring love into the situation. So it's time for deck number 3 to give themselves the love and compassion that they were disappointed with back when. So you can easily move past this. It's just that I feel like out of all the decks, deck number 3 may be having the hardest emotionally. Not that it's easy for the rest of us, but emotionally, based on what I felt with deck number 3, because there's so many different emotions going on, they're having the hardest time right now in this shit show of Mercury that we're in. So I hope deck number 3, that resonated with you, that brought you some light. Now I'm going to read, that's me, that's my third. Oh, Julia, how many confirmations do you need? Okay, so yesterday I was very excited. I made myself a scrying mirror. And a scrying mirror, a black mirror, is something you stare into, and you kind of, it's like a crystal ball. You stare into it, but you defocus. And when it's reflected on the black, you will see shadows, you'll see, things will appear. Now, whether it's your imagination or you're physically seeing it, don't analyze that shit. That's the way it works. So right now, because a lot of self-discoveries happening, spiritual awakenings, this is a time for self-care and connecting to our higher self. Using the pendulum is a great way to do it, and I shows you how to make an amazing one out of a paper clip. And this week I'm going to kind of give you the idea on how to make a divination scrying mirror. So what I did is I went to my favorite store, Dollar Tree, and I bought a picture frame. And in the back, you see where it has the cardboard and the paper. You're going to take the glass out of it, and you're going to place it on a table or wherever you want to do your project. Cleanse it. I cleansed mine with Florida water first, and then I smudged it. Then I took my black salt and I made a pentagram. Well, it was supposed to be a pentacle and a cross on it to absorb negativity. So any protective symbols that you resonate with, kind of draw it. Mine kind of got messy, so the whole thing was filled with black salt, which is fine. And just ask, once you put the salt on, ask that any negative energies, entities, darkness be removed. Let this be a clear space for, you to connect to your higher self, like whatever it is you want to say. Then you remove the black salt and you cleanse it again. And you paint. I did 3 coats of paint on this one, and it was dollar store paint. Now, if I was to do this again, honestly, I would get black spray paint, one shot out there, good to go. Because you don't want any streaks. It has to be completely black. So I would definitely recommend spray paint, or even the chalkboard paint is good because I know it dries faster. I just don't know. I had to do 3 coats with regular paint with this one, and it was kind of annoying me. And because I globbed it on because it was streaking, I had to let it dry overnight. And once it's dry, you put the picture back together, you put the frame back together, and then you cleanse it again. And this time when you cleanse it, you're asking whoever it is you want to talk to, your angels, your guides, your higher self, galactic family, whoever it is, that they can communicate with you through this. Ask the divine to protect it with love and light, because it's really important to state your intention with anything you use, whether it's a mirror, the Ouija board, a pendulum. If you're vibrating at a low level, anything matching that vibration will come in. So it doesn't mean you're evil or anything. You just don't want to deal with it. So anytime you do any type of divination, make sure that you are at the highest vibration possible, which is why, you know, a lot of people meditate before they do it. But remember, when you go into something and you're communicating and you're crossing that veil, everything is up for grabs. You know, there's not just like only love and light's coming in. No, anything that matches your vibration will come in. So to be sure that you're only attracting for your highest and greatest good, you make sure that you're always feeling secure, feeling safe. If you're having a hard time, grab a stone. Grab a stone, hold on to it, let the stone raise your vibration, take a few breaths with it. You'll feel your energy changing. A good way to raise your vibration is through breathing. Take a breath in, hold it for 8 seconds, and then you exhale for 9 seconds. So you're gonna exhale more than what you breathe in. And you're going to hold it for as much as you can right before you're like, I'm going to suffocate. Then you release it. You got to hold it in. Because when you hold your breath, the energy rises up. And when you release, it pulls everything down. So if you pay attention to how you breathe, that's exactly what happens. The air comes in, it raises. When you exhale, it pushes everything out. So it's a natural cleansing cycle. So you can do something as simple as those 3 deep breaths and you're good to go. So does anybody have any questions on anything? Whether it's, I did not forget, I will post the stones. I will also post the herbs in the post itself. I'll jot down the different herbs and stuff, because then I'll be making pictures all night and it's not really my gig, to be honest. So if nobody has any questions, let me know. Keep in touch with me how this week's reading resonated with you, and did it help you? Do you want to kill me now? Like, just let me know. Just let me know. I pissed you off. You know what? I tried that, Julia, and it didn't work well because it moves. So now if you Mod Podge it, maybe you can. I don't know. I don't know. I know if you just put the paper on it, the paper moves. And I don't know. I just say try it. Try it. It didn't work for me, but that doesn't, you know, I could be a boob. And that's why it didn't work for me. But try it. Let me know. And if you do make a scrying mirror, send me the pitch. I'd love to see what they look like. Or if you already use a scrying mirror, I'd love to hear how you use it and how it has helped you. So if there is no more questions, I wish you all an abundance of love, light, and blessings. Thank you for joining me, guys, and I will see you next week. I'm just reading Fit Like a Glove. Oh, I know 1 and 3 kind of went hand in hand. I don't know why. I felt like 1 and 3 was connected. Once I saw those chakras, and 1 was the bloodstone, and it was the same chakras, I'm like, yeah, Julia, message me. Just give me a few minutes to like straighten up, and I don't know, I got something in my eye I can't see. Just message me and give me a few minutes. Thank you, Lizzie. I love you guys. Have an amazing night.